Greetings and welcome to day 126 of a screenwriter's journey. It looks like it's November 19th in script world. Today is December 29th. Oh my goodness, 2021. Just about to say goodbye. Day 125, I did say 5 at the beginning, I hope, finds us making a little progress. And when I say us, I mean me, of course. I'm trying to work on this section where Holly has flown to see Paul and to find out more about what is going on. And what is going on is that Paul is in the process of enlisting her to get Rachel and Lexi sort of reunited. I'm just reading here on page 10. 30, that's yes, I can be at the airport. 15, so like you're running out of time. Oh, this is some stuff I wrote yesterday. You need to do me a favor. Oh, yeah, that plane touches down. The hostess is handing the hot towels around. That is Holiday Inn by Elton John from Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, 1973. An awesome album. Anyways, I digress because I guess I'm just sort of reworking some of the dialogue from yesterday. And I probably sound super enthused, even though this may not make it into the next draft. But it may. It just, oh gosh, it's so weird to look back at stuff you've written even as recent as 5 weeks ago or whatever this is, and just see kind of where your head was, what you were thinking, and I don't know. I'm just reading this to see. Second thoughts. So setting up, she needs to be in DC no later than tonight because she's got other stuff going on. So, I mean, as I reread this, I'm thinking, what are the odds that she wouldn't have gotten this information from Paul before flying however far she flew over here? It's a fame. It's just crazy how many times I've beat this. Well, it's not completely dead, or that wouldn't be any fun, but it's amazing how many times I've just been over and over this trying to get something right. And then the question of at what point do you realize it's not right? Do you realize it while you're writing it, or do you come back the next day or whatever next week and say, oh my gosh, what am I doing here? Or do you mull it over when you're not writing, which I frequently do when I'm off doing whatever, something else, and then you're like, oh gosh, I really need to do something else, or wow, I think that's really good, I'm going to go read it. And then you read it, and maybe, hopefully, your mind isn't changed by what you read. So, I don't know. Maybe what I'm working on currently in present day is no better than this. When you set something up, you've got a certain amount of conveniences or things that just sort of have to happen. And I will say that in general, what I've read, heard, seen, and found is that the earlier in the script you do that, the more forgiving the audience will be. Certainly you don't want to have a major coincidence happen in the final act when some climactic whatever is going on, whether it's an actual physical fight, a verbal fight, a car chase, a bank heist, whatever, and something super convenient happens because it has to make the story work. I think when you do that early on, because you really have to some extent when you think about it, or the story would never really unfold and gain momentum. But when you do it early on, I think people sort of understand that if something happens like that, and B, they hopefully will get invested in the story and then sort of see why that happened, or kind of forgive you for maybe whether it's on the nose dialogue or just something quote coincidental that happens. I mean, you could pick literally any movie and you could pick it apart with what ifs. What if Marty McFly would have gotten to the parking lot 10 minutes earlier, 10 minutes later, or what if he wouldn't have picked up the phone message? And I mean, you could go through every single movie ever made, I'm sure, and pick it apart like that. The question is, at what point does it sort of strain believability or make the audience say, oh, come on, that would never happen, or something similar to that? And obviously no magical one-size-fits-all answer for that. Anyways, I literally didn't pay attention to what I was doing there for the last little bit when I went off on that tangent. But I do know day 125 is in the can. I do know there's another day to come, and I will see you again on a screenwriter's journey.